DJ Ferris.
The Chicago, nigga.
It's the real one.
Hit me.
Only one is pulling shit the fuck up.
Let's get a sports talk.
Jamal Adams wanted out of New York, and he got his wish. The mega trade to the Seahawks, 2 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, safety Bradley McDougald for Jamal Adams, and a 4th-round pick in 2022. Rodney Harrison, your thoughts on the decision to send arguably the best safety in the NFL to Seattle for all of that compensation?
I didn't like it, Mike. I look at the Jets. They draft picks for all as a foundation player, as a leader on that defense, and you know, he becomes a Pro Bowl player, all-pro player. He exceeded expectations. He becomes the best safety in the National Football League, but yet the Jets don't want to pay him. And Jamal is a very passionate guy. That's
what I'm saying. Look at all the accolades he already had in his young career. All-pro. Became a Pro Bowl safety and became one of the best safeties in the league. Well, he is the best safety in the league. And you didn't want to pay him? Will someone live up to what they was drafted at and succeed their expectations? They deserve to get paid. All because y'all didn't want to pay him. That's why he said it's time to go. You don't get too many players to succeed that early. They come around once in a lifetime. Sometimes you hit on that player, and the Jets hit on that player, but they didn't want to take care of that player.
very similar to me, and he wears all his emotions on his sleeves. And yes, he could have handled the situation a lot better, understand that this is business, and he talked himself out of New York. But I mean, I think he's a tremendous player, and the Jets, I think they made a mistake. He's a Hall of Fame talent. You don't let guys like that walk out the door. And just my last point I want to make on this. You go pay a guy like C.J. Mosley from the Baltimore Ravens that you didn't draft. He wasn't in your system, but you pay him $40, $50 million. You go out and get Le'Veon Bell. And Jamal Adams is your best player on your team. You got a quarterback playing off a rookie deal, but yet you don't want to make him the highest paid safety in the National Football League. The Jets blew it. I just think they made a huge mistake here.
Well, I agree with everything you said about the player. I mean, you're right. He's a Hall of Fame talent. To me, he is the best safety in football. I mean, I think you probably argued Derwin James is in that combo too, I think. But
yeah.
But what were the Jets supposed to do? I mean, don't you think they kind of had to make a trade happen with the way Jamal was talking and things like that? I mean, I understand. But what?
Chris, the way he was talking is because he's upset. When you give everything to an organization, when you give everything to a team, the fan base, you expect to be rewarded.
Yeah.
You're putting your life on the line. You see what that guy brings every single day, the intensity. It didn't matter what the record was. It didn't matter what situation the Jets were in. He always came to play. He was always a productive player. And, yeah, I would get pissed off, too, if I have to sit on a garbage team and they don't even want to pay me when I'm out there. I'm a top 5 receiver.
Man, like, you don't want to pay me. I'm a top 5 player in the league. Make Pro Bowls. I win a garbage team that's not even winning or going to the playoffs. And y'all don't want to pay me? I can see if the team was good and they want to dab it and be in between and not paying him. But when you're the team that's not doing anything and you still want to pay me and I bring it on that field every Sunday, Monday, every time we had them games, you see Adam out there making them plays. He bring it every time they play a game, and this, even though the team was in a good situation, he still put in the work for them. But they didn't want to take care of him. So he talked his way up out of there and put himself in a good situation up in Seattle. In a winning situation.
6 defensive player. I'm the best safety in the National Football League, but yet you don't want to pay me. I think it's crazy. And I also think it sends a message to everybody else across the league. Why would I want to come and play for the Jets if they can't even pay Jamal Adams, who's the best safety in the National Football League. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, well, I hear that. But
Yeah, go
hey,
ahead.
hang on.
Yeah.
Rodney, there's a difference, though, right? I don't remember young Rodney Harrison going, and this is before Jamal Adams got upset with Adam Gase and got upset with his contract. Back in 2018, his second season, Todd Bowles, the coach of the team at the time, was constantly having to clean up messes made by Jamal Adams. He would call out teammates. He said on radio in 2018, everybody was used to losing. He was talking about the Jets. You could always tell that vibe. I came in, it was like everybody wanted to do the bare minimum. They didn't want to go above and beyond. They didn't want to take the extra step. I don't remember young Rodney Harrison calling teammates out like that publicly. That was the first sign that this thing was destined for trouble between Adams and the Jets.
Well, it's your, some people, maybe you look at it as calling the
difference between Rodney Harris, he was in a winning situation. The Chargers that he played for, they was in the playoffs. He played for the best organization, New England. He was in the best situation. The team that won Super Bowls. It's a difference. Adams calling them out because he looking at it as y'all love to lose. Y'all don't look like y'all want to win. When you're in a situation and your team is not succeeding, you're going to get frustrated. If you was in that situation, you would be frustrated. People want to win. And he looking like they don't want to win, so he calling them out. You shouldn't do that, but when you're in that situation, it happens.
guys out, maybe he looks at it as holding them accountable. Because, when you come in and you're getting there at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're lifting weights, you're doing everything right, you're productive, and you see other guys messing around, not as focused, and you expect your coaches to try to get those guys in order. And if those guys aren't in order, what are you supposed to do? You can pull them to the side and you can talk to them, but sometimes you have to call people out. Sometimes you have to go up to a guy and say, hey, man, you're not getting it done. We need you to be a lot better. But, Jamal could have handled the situation a lot better. He could have been more professional. He could have been more sincere. He didn't have to do some of the things. And I'm sure he would tell you once he sits down that, he's made some mistakes and he feels bad about it. But ultimately, he got his wish. He did what he had to do to get up out of there.
All right, so you got to just at least hit on what do you think it means to Seattle now that they got the best safety in football and this Hall of Fame type talent. What do you think it does to their defense and their team, Rodney?
I think it's terrific. They lose a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, and I think...
Yes, and Adams is an impact player. Seattle already had a solid defense. Now you add on that type of safety that you could bring down, stop the run, and do things like that and bring the impact there. It's going to change their defense a whole lot. And that's what Seattle was missing, was another safety. When they had Earl Thomas, you see the impact that he had. Now that you bring Adams in there, it's a big difference for Seattle.
When you lose a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, a guy that can get after the quarterback, and he's been hurt and, he's off and on, but you get that stabilizer in Jamal Adams, that guy that's going to team up with Quadre Diggs and be that physical presence and really bring that electricity every single week. You see the division that they're in with all those really good quarterbacks, so I think it's huge for Seattle.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching.